soccer as we like it, the Man United direction, the channel for United and global football fans. Today is Sunday fan chat. We have the UK crew and the USA crew. Today representing UK, we have KK. Welcome to the show, bro. I see you're not too happy. Also representing UK, we have Ken, the Mr. Fortress. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Wow, energy is really low today. God damn. Representing the US Houston Red Army, I see Soul Man Joe smiling there. He seems very positive.
I'm just trying to salvage my weekend, bro.
And the one and only, the controversial one, Benzie. Welcome, Houston Red Army.
What's up, man?
Right, Man United 1, Arsenal 3. At Emirates, United lose the second London game in 3 weeks. People say the performance today was better than the performance at White Hart Lane, but it's still 3 points lost. I'm going to jump right into KK. Man United today. How good, how bad?
Doesn't matter how we played for me, the result's not good enough. Yeah. And then with all the stuff that's going on around the club, we're becoming we're becoming AFTV. We're becoming TV.
Oh dear, oh dear.
AFTV.
That's how bad it is. I have to laugh. Like we just, yeah, it still doesn't look right. Like there's problems behind the scenes. Like.
So do you think all those problems are filtering to the players?
Oh, definitely.
How come the players are getting injured already? Pre-season. Like it doesn't make sense.
5 games in, we've lost the whole central defense.
Like my teammates are injured. Like what's going on? Like how are they all getting injured? Like 3 games into the season.
I mean, they go into tackles like I don't even get it.
Tim, there's too many.
No?
There's too many of them getting injured that quick, man. Too many.
Right. Okay. Let me get Ken in. Ken, Mr. Fortress. Man United today, good or bad? Arsenal so good or Man United were just so bad? Which one? Where do you stand on this one, mate?
I'm still got it. I'm surprised you guys are, some people are laughing because I just don't understand why certain people are happy that we lost. It's embarrassing. If I'm being honest, it's like people want us to lose so that they can say, we told you so. But at the end of the day, how does that make us better? We've got to look at the facts and support the team, regardless of. There's nothing we can do about what's going on behind the scenes.
Which is true.
No one here has been to the Man United training ground, and I probably think that we probably won't even get the chance to go there. So we can only judge off what we see on the pitch. Whilst we want the Glazers to go, we can't effect that change. It's impossible. So. I just want the fans to be united. That's what we are. We're Manchester United. We're not Manchester divided. Because rival fans are going to pick up on this and they're going to.
Oh, 100%. My phone has been blowing off. My Arsenal fans in London.
Because if we think that we're, us proving a point makes us feel, it might make you feel good, but as a fan base, it's not. It's not, because this is a dire situation.
It's very deep. It's very depressing. I mean, this game today showed the lack of focus. The lack of focus, because you can't score a goal and concede in 57 seconds or how many seconds it was. It's just the lack of focus. Seconds. How many seconds?
35 seconds.
Oh, I even gave them credit. Well,
5 seconds. It's as soon as they kicked off, 35 seconds later they scored. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
I was still filming and filming the celebrations. Then I thought, what the hell?
And the worst part of it, we let that average player called Declan Rice score a deflected goal, and people were saying, "Oh, I told you so. It's good. Get out of it."
He was shut down. He was just shut down the whole game.
What did he do?
Nothing.
He did nothing in the game.
Nothing.
He did nothing in the game.
And the one chance, the one corner we didn't defend well.
No, Tim, I don't know if you looked at the whole game. I was practically looking at the corners because I know we're shocking at corners. Declan Rice was always at the far post. I don't know if you guys noticed it. All the corners they had, he was always at the far post. If the ball's coming from the right, he's on the far post on the left. If the ball's coming from the left, he's on the far post. No one was marking him. Literally no one was marking him. And all he did was bring the ball down. He shot Onana would have saved it, but it came off Johnny Evans. That's what.
Johnny Evans.
And now everyone's going to talk about it. Oh, as we told you, he's good. He's going to win us the league. And that is just. And then
it's okay, Ken. I feel your pain.
And then to hear about Sancho's, it's just
we'll jump into this. We'll jump into this as well.
And one last thing, and his international break. So everyone's going to be talking about us for the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
So international break is international break this week? I thought it was in 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, it's this week.
It starts. It's this week. This week coming in.
Like it's not enough for us to just have to suffer through the news of this devastating loss. We created a tabloid-like story just at the beginning of the international weekend. So this is all everybody's gonna talk about. This is all they're gonna talk about. We're gonna be Sancho this, Sancho that. It's gonna be going back and forth. Sancho, luckily, he's not gonna be. I don't think he wasn't selected to the national team, right?
No.
All right, so that's not gonna bring that hot mess. Like, look at it. Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. It's another. There were positives from today, man. There was positives from today, and for whatever, it's another chapter in the fucking circus. The circus is still in town, man. We thought it might have, like, we were trying to break down the tents, and move them along
and dismantle the carnival rides.
Yo, we still running, like they're still running the circus. So, like, and we still having these, like, who would have anticipated player manager beef this
one after a defeat like this? It's like we just don't need that.
That doesn't what are we like? Why are we dealing with all this? I don't understand. Why are we dealing with all these issues that nobody else deals with this shit?
Let me jump to Mr. Controversial one. Benzi, Man United Arsenal today.
Well, the thing is, I mean, the thing is, I'm really not surprised, right? To be honest, like this circus thing doesn't really surprise me because, I mean, I know Ken mentioned it, like, oh yeah, people, yeah, like you say, like some people are happy. I'm not happy, man. I'm not happy. I was pissed off in the bar. Tim will tell you that. Joe will tell you that. I was banging on the chair, the table. When we conceded that second goal, man, I felt like bringing down that whole bar. But man, I wasn't surprised because I knew, knowing what's been going on with this club for the past years, I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. It's sad. In my opinion, I think we didn't. I think we should have won that game. I think we played better than Arsenal the first half. The second half, we were a little bit sloppy, but again, it comes down to mentality. You lose, you score a goal. 35 seconds later, you concede. That's a mentality thing. You're not focused. You're not prepared. Then you concede a goal, right? I mean, that Garnacho goal was offside, but then the stoppage time, you concede a goal. You're not defending properly. Like you're not like these guys are ball watching. You leave what's his name? You leave Declan Rice open to take a shot. He had time.
He had too much time.
Control, take the shot, and scored. And then to make it 3-1, you're like, okay. It's 2-1. I know it's stoppage time, but I'm sure the referee will give us like 2-3 minutes. Just keep hoofing the ball in the box, get as much people in, and see if you can get a lucky goal and equalize this game. And then we just broke down defending. We couldn't defend. Schoolboy Evans, I don't know what the hell the guy is doing. Defending there, once Maguire and Evans came into that game, that changed the whole defending dynamic. However, I still felt that we could have still won that game. But again, the mentality of this team, and it all boils down from the ownership. The ownership the owners don't expect anything. They don't expect to win trophies. They don't expect nothing. It trickles down to the players. That's why you get performances like this. You get performances where we play well, but because the mentality is not right, you still lose, right? And it's going to happen again. We're going to have performances like Liverpool this season, guaranteed. As long as the Glazers are still here, those performances will still happen. I'm not surprised. And then, I mean, and then and then you're now getting the stuff about Sancho and Ten Hag.
We'll discuss the Sancho
Dude,
one right
this
after
is
this.
wait, let me finish though. This is Ten Hag. This is like Mourinho, Pogba happen all over again. And remember,
It
they were
seems
saying,
like-
"Oh, Ten Hag is in. Oh, there's change last season. Oh, there's change. We're seeing changes and all that. That's all. That is just it's just paper in the cracks, trying to make it look good for the fans. At the end of the day, nothing will be good with this club until the Glazers leave. I know that Ten Hag is in charge of is in the squad and putting out a team. Ten Hag is in charge of results, but the guy is working with two arms tied behind his back. There's nothing this guy can do to get this club any better than what it is right now.
Right,
he can't. Just be ready for the roller coaster. It's gonna be bad. I'm telling you guys.
So it has to be bad, worse before it gets better.
Look. I will tell you this right now, right? I will gladly take a relegation today. If it means the Glazers gonna leave, I will gladly take it. Honestly, hand on heart, I'll take that. I'll take.
I think
relegation.
If it means that we get a Qatari owner on board, that will,
exactly.
Let me bring in the Chris from UK. Chris, welcome to the show, brother.
Yes, evening, everyone.
Hi. Right, we are here with a bunch of United fans who are not happy after today. When I spoke to you earlier, I told you happy Sunday. The first few said today there's nothing happy about to say today. Right, summarize to me how good were United, or how bad were United, or what went wrong today, quickly.
It was quite kind of a strange game. Like first half, I felt they were okay, but at the same time they weren't really hurting Arsenal much. They were holding on to possession a lot in their own half. I think it must have been a tactic or something, and that kind of dragged out the game in the first half. But yeah, it wasn't all that in the first half. But the second half, they started really well. Well, from 55 minutes onwards, and then the end it's like everything just happened in the blur. To me, I think overall, based on what I saw in the game, the midfield again, they're not controlling the game properly. They're not imposing the game. They allowed themselves to be sucked in too much in the second half, and that was a worry because it was a similar kind of pattern last season when they played Arsenal again. But of course,
so we have lost to Arsenal 3 seasons in a row: 3-1, 3-2, 2-1.
Yeah. And I would say the offside was very unfortunate. Yeah. I mean, it could have gone either way. I look at it again. I don't really see it as offside. And you hear people online. Some people online saying it's offside, and then others saying it's not offside. It seems subjective, but I wouldn't have that system that they have in the UK. To me, it's like the VAR guys in England. To me, I find them incompetent. I don't think they're up to the job. I think they should have a system which is employed in the Champions League, where you have an automated system where it's picked up by the computer whether you're offside or not. But here they're just making these lines. I don't know where they're getting these lines from, but it doesn't make any sense to me. But overall, based on the game, I'd say I understand people saying it was unfortunate, but if you look how the game ended, Man United it was almost hanging on in the last couple of minutes, even though they did have some chances. I'd say the key moments were when Rashford
and
he messed up twice.
Yes, at that
corner
side, yes. That was a turning point.
The easy slot to Haaland, that would have been it. And I don't think Arsenal would have come back.
That pass Rashford should have made the Haaland.
Yeah, and he does these Manfield dribbles again, where there's 3 players in front of him. You know what the end outcome is. And then in the last, at the end of the game where you get what's his name, Evans, I don't know what he's doing. He's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. But really, and we got Maguire and Evans in the last, they're playing in the last 15, 20 minutes of the game for Man United. How embarrassing is that? That's poor. It's not good enough. But based on the whole game, I'll probably have to say Arsenal Bro, it did that, G, because Man United took a lot of shots to come in their way. They took a lot of shots their way, and it's not good. It's not good. I think Amrabat will make a big difference when he comes, but we can't talk about Amrabat yet because that's further down the line. But all in all, it was a disappointing performance for me.
Right. Okay.
You know what's crazy? United. I don't know if this makes us like the first ones to ever do this. It's wild that we had gotten rid of the last player from the Sir Alex Ferguson era, only to bring another one back
from the era.
We had this is just another year where we're still playing with a player from the Alex Ferguson era. This is wild. We have not gotten rid of Alex Ferguson's squad from this team.
Right.
Of course, it's crazy, man. Like, it's the people that are supposed to hold folks accountable are the ones that are capitulated. Like Benza said, it comes from the top. Nobody on the pitch can be held accountable from folks in upper management, because even upper management know themselves, even they themselves are not good enough. The people that are supposed to be deciding who's good enough are not good enough.
That's
it's
true.
Like the way this it's crazy, man. Like, it's so early. It's only the 3rd of September, man. This shit just started. We got Brighton and Bayern Munich next. I mean, what do we say about that? But
I thought, after watching the first half, I thought, okay, at 1-1, up to the 80th minute before the second goal came in, I thought, this game we just see this game at 1-1. But like Chris said, if you don't control the midfield enough, because it got to a point Arsenal started to dominate. We kept going further and further back. But I think people like Saka had a quiet game because Dalot kept him really quiet, played him further up than. But I think Wan-Bissaka was overworked down outside because Arsenal kept going down the Wan-Bissaka side a lot. He had to slide tackle every single time. And corner kicks were so much from that side.
That's going to be an ongoing theme this entire season. Every team, look at every team. They cheat. They make way for Wan-Bissaka to receive the ball, and then they press Wan-Bissaka because Wan-Bissaka is not good enough for the ball. That where we get pressure, he can just like they can get exposed. He's not good enough on the ball. Where if they press him, he'll probably pass it to Onana, or Onana might have to just chuck it or place it over to the left. This is an ongoing issue that's going to happen. If we don't we need to find a specific way to counter that, where we see, they're going to try to expose Wan-Bissaka. We need to place our players. Our players have to organize a certain way to get out of that. Otherwise, that's going to keep happening. I actually thought that we're going to try to expose the Saka and Dalot combination first, but props to Dalot. He was up for this game, man. He showed up. Right.
So I say it stands with 2 defeats in London so early in the season. It's only September, week 5. We're already two defeats in with 2 London derbies. We've still got to come back to play Palace, Brentford, Chelsea. 3 more visits, if not, I think that's the only 5 teams. And West Ham, 4 more visits to London. We've already lost 2 of them. It's not the best, but it is what it is. So, Chris, when you saw the game now, as it is with our defeats, 2 games to one defeat to Spurs, 1 defeat to Arsenal. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the whole team performance? Give me a scale of 1 to 10 in your opinion.
Today I won't go above 6.
You won't go above 6.
Yeah, I think I would have given them 7 if they held out to the end.
Right.
But they weren't able to do that, and it was 2 sucker punches at the end.
Right.
And at this level, you can't be doing stuff like that. Right. Again, I'll go back. I'll keep repeating it again. How can you have Evans and Maguire playing for Manchester United? How is this even possible? How? It's an absolute disgrace.
We have Leicester City.
It's a disgrace. I don't have any words to say, but I mean, if you're gonna play those two, you have to expect these kind of defeats in the last couple of seconds or last couple of minutes. Not good enough. It's simply not good enough. It's a worry going further down the line because what's the situation with Martinez? Is he going to be out for another couple of weeks?
We have to know if he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. Varane still out. It means you're looking at Lindelof, Maguire, or Lindelof and Johnny Evans for Champions League against Bayern Munich. Or you're just going to have to put someone to sit in front of them and babysit the back four. That's another option.
Lindelof, Maguire / Evans against Harry Kane with Bayern Munich.
That's where we are, man. That is where we are.
Like this is a problem, man. And you know what? Hey, fellas, we've been unlucky, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. I know there's no excuse. We've been extremely unlucky. How many of these teams in the top 6 have lost both starting center backs, both starting left backs? This is a team that had holes to fill, and now like meteors are coming through and just like creating bigger craters, right? I think considering everything that's happened, considering like we didn't even know that the players had the Sancho shit in their mind starting this game. We didn't find out till like later on.
Right.
We didn't know, like we don't know what popped off at training this week.
Right. So let me go around the clock and say who's grading what. Ken, scale of 1 to 10, United performance today.
Top 1. I don't even know what to grade because I'm listening to what you guys are saying, and I'm thinking what you're saying is right. But then last season we still had I think our 2 first choice centre backs in Varane and Martinez, and we still conceded the same stupid last minute.
We conceded 3 last season and 2 the season before. Well,
it seems last season it was literally clear the ball out and the game would have been over 2-2.
Like nothing ain't learning.
Conceded a stupid last minute goal. So and I don't know, our club is just in disarray. There's just so many things, injuries. We had didn't we just hire Arsenal's fitness guy, club doctor, supposedly the best doctor in the world. We're still getting injuries. We are still getting injuries. So what is going on? We're hiring the best in class. It's not happening. There's player arrive. We're buying players. It's not working. Anyway, let me cut to the chase. Based on today's performance, based on the first half, I'll just say, I don't know, 5. I'll just say 5. Just to
5. All right.
5.
Okay, what are you grading United on a scale of 1 to 10 to performance today, mate?
It's hard. Like performance wasn't not crap, but the result just makes it. The 3-1 makes it look worse than it was. The way Evans got sent to the shop, it's disgusting. I'd say 5 out of 10. Yeah, 5 out of 10.
Chris, Joe.
Considering where we were as far as like playing style, the last few games, and what we ended up doing today, I'll give them a 6. Anything above that would have required them to stay focused and tie the game or go ahead and win. But for considering all the other issues that we're having, and there's some issues that we just are not privy to that is hurting this team, man, because it just don't make any fucking sense. Right. 6 for me.
Bams.
5.5.
5.5. I'll stick with 5. I think 5. I thought first half they were on a 6.5 of first half. Second half, those 2 late goals, lack of focus, and the way they conceded the first goal was too quick. I mean, you don't just switch off come on. I don't know how they let that guy go down the left. Wan-Bissaka still allowed the guy across. That guy was on his own, had time to place the ball. And Arsenal goals always do the same way. Someone is running onto the ball.
Sorry to interrupt. That was the same as last season.
Yeah.
I just don't understand what these guys, including the manager, and I'm not criticizing the manager. I know he's got problems with the club. We've got bigger issues. What are we doing? What the likes of Steve McLaren, the likes of Eric Ten Hag's assistant, what are they doing? We're seeing the same old nonsense every single game.
Yeah.
We all know Arsenal are going to go
And
down
cut
the
the
back
ball in.
and cut it back to the number 10 to shoot.
Yeah,
Why
that
we not-
was how 90% of Arsenal goals were the same last season. Cut the ball into the box, someone runs onto it, boom.
Normally, when you lose a game, there's a video. You come to training the next. There's a video analysis of, okay, this is the first goal. What could we have done here? Okay, someone squared the ball. And then if you're playing that team again, what the manager does is he replays the last game that you lost. Especially if you're playing the team you're playing, he will replay the last match and show you what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, what they're likely to do, the goals you considered last. Why are we doing the same thing all over? It's like a wise man once said, doing the same thing and expecting a different result is the definition of madness. It's like, I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
You know
I agree with you.
Go on, sorry, Chris. Go
on, Chris.
No, go on. Okay, go on.
I was going to say that the problem with that is, how many players can we drop in this team? There's no strength in depth. In a Pep team, you shum about, you're out of the squad. This team, they can do the same nonsense, and they're going to play next week.
Yeah, but as a manager, as a team, though, you should know that. I don't care. Okay, bring in anyone, or even if you play the same person, just say, look, this is what you did. Play the video and say, look, last time it was McTominay, or I can't remember who he was. Cut back, Arsenal scored. So what we need to do, guys, you need to make sure that Odegaard is not free, and no one's free in there at the edge of the box. Like, make sure that edge of the box is locked off. You can see. Did you see the replay? Martinez was pointing to Eriksen, telling Eriksen.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, he was saying that. Pointing towards Odegaard, pick him up. Completely ignored, and then he runs off to go watch, and then Odegaard.
I don't think the Rice one was even more depressing, because of all the corner kicks through the game defended, the last defense you can't. It's just like on this other corner kick, of all corner kicks, you don't focus. He's on his own. He brings the ball down.
I'm pretty sure Ten Hag is bringing up these things.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Arsenal
go ahead.
have got a very good start of scoring goals in like the last 10 minutes or something.
Yeah.
That's something they work on, clearly.
That's
especially
something
at home.
we should be aware of. Shouldn't we be aware of this? And okay, yeah, they're going to
go.
How are we going to deal with the first 20 minutes? How are we going to deal with the next 20 minutes? How are we going to do? Okay, in injury time, Arsenal like to get goals. How are we going to do in the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes of injury time? What can we do? We need to have a strategy.
I will say this, right? Ten Hag has mentioned that the players are not doing what he wants. He mentioned it, I think, after, was it the Spurs game, or was it he mentioned in preseason. Yeah, he said it twice, that the players are not doing what he's asking them to do. So, I mean,
so what do you do when the players ain't listening to you?
I mean, what do you want to do? What you want to do? Like, you can't drop the whole team and go play the youth, because if you do that, then you're putting the youth, you put pressure on the youth, and the youth don't get results. Then you're gonna want to go back to the experienced guys. They're gonna like, okay, F you dropped us for them. Go back to them. You're in trouble. What do you want them to do?
Not much. So
there's nothing you can do.
God. So okay, now after the defeat, we now have, because a lot of people say, why is Sancho not on the bench? Why is Sancho not playing today? Blah 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 blah. Now we're now hearing, after the defeat, why is it always with United we always have drama? It's one thing if it's not the Glazers spewing all sorts of crap. Then it's this, we're scraping for bins in the trash bin, looking for cheap deals when everyone's looking to buy. We're trying to loan a player for 4 months. Can we pay for just 4 months? It's so embarrassing. Now we have a player dropped. He said, no, I was fit. Chris, Jadon Sancho, we're going to quickly run into the Jadon Sancho situation. Where are we with Jadon Sancho and this whole circus again?
I didn't even know about this until I saw it in the last 45 minutes or something like that. I don't know. It's very bizarre. I think Thomas in the group mentioned that Southgate said something about his training a few years ago, but I don't know what's going on. But this shouldn't have come out. It should have been dealt with internally. I don't know what happened with Ten Hag and the club or whatever. Again, this has been handled badly because this should have been kept inside. It shouldn't have come out because now what you're seeing is it's on the outside. It's looking very bad internally on the club. It's a bad reflection on the club. Everything should have been kept in house. I don't know what's happened, how it come out. It's come out, but it doesn't look good.
I think Ten Hag. It started with Ten Hag though, because he's one that started it, saying that he didn't perform well in training. I don't know why he should say that to the media. I think he shouldn't have said that.
That's the worst thing
he made a mistake.
He
made a mistake.
Yeah.
So are we seeing a
Okay, what was he supposed to say? No.
Whoa.
What's he supposed to say? The player is fit.
But imagine you're at work, say you're in a staff meeting in front of the whole company, and someone says you're shamming about at work. That you don't. That's not right.
What is he supposed to say?
Nah, he can say stuff like he can say stuff like, "Oh, it's we're just keeping it in house." Simple.
Yeah. Oh, and the British media is just supposed to be like, "Okay, cool."
Okay,
all the time.
Just keep it restricted like that. You don't need to say much.
We're keeping it in house. You don't say anything. You just we just decided. Oh, look, we just say, we just decided to go with this squad. I mean, based on tactical reasons or whatever, or I don't know. You don't have to say
Especially when dealing with an English player. Especially when English player.
The media will international.
No,
that's not happening.
But like with Fred, he could have just said he's not in the squad for personal reasons. Simple.
Yeah, exactly.
No
for personal reasons.
But that would be a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. But you keep it in. But it's a lie.
So are we in an era now whereby?
But then everybody would start asking Sancho, "What's your personal like? What we understand you're going
which is true.
That would put Sancho in a position for where he would then have to support the lie."
But instead of Ten Hag being the one to put it out there, then Sancho wouldn't. The response from Sancho won't be what it is right now. It'll be a different type of response from Sancho.
So guys, are we in an era now? Are we in an era now whereby a manager says one thing, a player says something, or is either the agent has now said, "Oh, you better say what the manager's trying to embarrass you. You better go out." Is that where we are now, whereby players have to rebuttal what the manager says?
It just
shows
shows
where
you
everyone else is. It's where we are.
It shows you that our dressing room is still a shambles. The power struggle is still not good. Like this is what happens at Chelsea. The players have got too much power.
Yep.
The club's a mess. Players refusing to leave. No players leaking stuff, saying stuff. That the club's a mess.
Yes.
So it's a mess. And the thing is, Bruno's a captain. What's Bruno gonna say to Sancho? Is he gonna sham him up like Roy Keane or pin him against the? So what's Bruno gonna do to Sancho?
Exactly.
Realistically, you think people could do that with Keane or like Rio and that? They'd be shocked.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. I just think players have got too much power. The agents have made them feel like you're gonna just let the club say this about it. This thing started from the Mourinho Pogba issues, whereby the brothers have complained that our brother wasn't injured. There was a time Ragnick or something and said something. Ole said something. Marshall said no, I'm not injured. It's got to a position whereby players are now more outspoken and don't care what spirals after that statement they make, or whether they're being told by the agents to rebuttal what the club has said about you, instead of just it should, like you said, it should be dealt in-house. Regardless of what the manager says, you don't have to come out to say I'm not injured. Just shut up and deal with it internally.
I think this.
It's more than that too, because not only did he say that he's not injured, he also said specifically that he is being made a scapegoat.
I mean, that alone has ended the statement.
I think this is even worse
like,
than
shit.
Pogba. I think this is worse than the Pogba and Mourinho thing, because that statement from Sancho is like, man, he's throwing, he's fighting back at Ten Hag, clearly.
Yeah. So I've got a question, guys. So this statement that he put out, when he says, let me just read it again. When he says that, please don't believe everything you read. I would allow people saying things that is completely untrue. Is he referring to Ten Hag, or is he referring
to Ten Hag? I think he's referring to Ten Hag.
He has to.
I thought he was referring to fans just saying
he's referring to Ten Hag.
Man.
That's what we're talking about.
We're
talking about, Ken. We're talking
Yeah,
about his response to Ten Hag. He's fighting
Ten
back.
Hag turned after the
his,
game.
his career is
Yeah.
done. He's not going to play for Man United again.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
So
He
if
won't play for
he's not going to
United.
pay for Man United again, but who's paying
Yeah.
375,000 a week for him? Nobody's going to pay that wage.
I
So
think-
we are
I
still going
think
to
he'll
pay.
You have
think
to
he'll
play.
play.
As long as Ten Hag is still
Wow.
manager, I think Sancho's career at United
No,
is
no,
done.
you have to
It-
play.
it's-
You have to play.
But
Yes.
You
thing
don't have
is,
to start him, but you
This
have
is
to
going to
keep
be
him involved,
Ronaldo
keep him
all over
rolling.
again. You know how
Oh, yeah,
Ten Hag got rid of Ronaldo? This is
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Well, it looks
Yeah,
like it's going to have to
but-
be this. It has to be shipped
Sancho's
out to
has to
Saudi
leave.
somewhere. Because
Sancho
no
has
one
to
in Europe
leave.
is paying for that.
Sancho's gonna have to leave within
It's not gonna
either by
happen in this
January
window.
or by next summer. He's
Or
gone.
next summer, yeah.
Yeah,
If
he's
Ten
gone.
Hag's still there.
Chris, let me bring Chris in.
And
Chris,
you know what?
He's
And
still
you
there.
know
Yeah,
what?
he's gone.
I'm happy.
hold
with
on, Joe. Hold on, Joe. Chris, as it stands now, is Sancho still a United player? I mean, can he come back from this? Because he said,
I think-
I don't want to be made the scapegoat. I mean, damn. That
Yeah,
alone
yeah,
makes,
that is-
makes Eric Ten Hag look like you're a liar.
Yeah, it's like Benz was saying, he's firing back. He's firing back, and this is being played out in public, and it's looking really bad. It's looking a mess for the club. It's looking for a mess for Sancho. It's looking a mess for Eric Ten Hag. Like, how do you resolve the situation now? Because the way I see it is, you're talking about an asset there who's paid a lot of money. What, are Man United just going to sell him like that in January?
No.
What's going to happen further down the line? It could go either way. It's either this is resolved internally within the club and everything's brushed under the carpet, or when they meet up again, they've decided that he's gone in January. That's essentially it goes either two ways. That's it. But I personally, for me, I think Ten Hag is making a mistake if he gets rid of him in January. And we've already seen the situation with Ronaldo. It wouldn't look good on Ten Hag again if you have another situation like this playing out in public.
So
size.
you
It
think
wouldn't look good?
Eric Ten Hag is trying to show he's the boss?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot. When Alex Ferguson is a different era. Alex Ferguson, when players did not follow what he said, he shipped you. Beckham, Nistelrooy, Roy Keane, insulting. You're done. You're done. But it seems now, players now with
It's
times
different.
have changed. It's different.
Yeah.
Any little thing,
Yeah.
they run to the agent. Agent say, hey, you're not going to talk to my player like this. You better put a statement out. It's from the Pogba era. So is the managers losing power? Can't they say anything, or shouldn't they say anything anymore?
Well,
Well,
Pep's got
I
power.
don't think so.
Pep has
Hmm?
power at City.
yeah,
Pep has
he
power.
does.
Then
Yeah.
tell me a player that'll go out and go say shit about go talk back about Pep. You be gone.
It's true.
Tell me who has the balls to go against Pep and say, don't mind what the manager is saying. Man, you're gone. You won't play again. And
But
they'll
then,
keep
you know what
winning
it is?
titles
It's-
without you.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
It's all about respect. They don't respect
Yes.
Ten Hag. Because Cancelo fell out with Pep. Did he say anything? He didn't say
True.
a
Yeah,
word.
yeah.
He just
He didn't
went
say
on
nothing,
his
yeah.
own, came back. When
True.
Foden wasn't starting games, he just said, I'm
Yeah.
just happy to play. They don't
Exactly.
come out and disrespect him because they respect Pep. They don't respect Ten Hag.
And I think the reason why they probably will not respect Ten Hag is not because of Ten Hag, it's
No.
because of the club.
The club. Yeah.
It's all
Because they feel like they'll last longer.
yeah. I keep saying the same. Everything boils down to one set of people. It's the club. No, man, be ready for a long season, brothers. It'll be a long season.
I think we are getting ready mentally for a very long season.
If the Glazers, I'll put it this way, you guys better pray, man. Every night, fast and pray or whatever you want to do. Better fast and pray that Qatar buys this club because, bro, it ain't looking good, man. Because just look at this, right? A couple years ago, right? It was talk that was it? I think it was on it was on the ranking, right? When it was there's so much stuff going on in the dressing room. The dressing room is on rest, whatever. I think Mourinho I'm sorry, Ole / Ragnick, right? Even in Mourinho, and then Eric Ten Hag comes in last season, and then what he did with
Ronaldo.
yeah, exactly. What he did with CR7, and then what he did with who else did he do again with? He got rid of another player. Who else did he get? As in getting rid of those players. So it was like coming out of the media, Ten Hag is he has respect in the dressing room. Everything is going well. This and that. Like the players are playing for him. This and that. And then all of a sudden, How can it go from
Same
that
cycle.
to this within 1 year? Come on.
Yeah, there's
Within
issues
1
going
year.
on behind the scenes.
It's
There's
been
stuff
going on a long
behind the
time
scenes.
ago. It's
There's
always
stuff
been
going on
going
behind the scenes. I think Ten Hag, he's learning new things as well.
Yes, I think so.
The way this is going right now, he has to tread carefully because
I think so. I'm getting concerned for him.
because what could happen is the way I see it. If you're gonna put a bet now, you say Sancho will last at United longer than Erik ten Hag at this moment in time.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So that's where I see. So he has to he's treading thin line at the moment. So there's because results are not going so well, and then you've got the situation with Sancho. So it's compounding things for him.
Yeah.
So the players can at this point just down tools and just like fuck it.
Yeah, they can.
And when they're down tools, the manager's the first to go.
Ten Hag will be gone. I won't be surprised.
I'm hoping. I don't think we'll get to that. I think there's still a lot of players there who respect Ten Hag. I still think there's something.
Especially the ones that he bought.
Can a manager please everybody? It's not possible. You can't please everybody. It's not done.
But the thing is, I
can guarantee you guys.
It's respect.
Let Ken go on, Ken.
If we'd won today, Sancho would not have made this statement.
I would, because he lied on him. We would have, I think.
Still, even if
I think the point is that he lied.
I don't think he would have. I don't think he would have if we won, because this thing.
Did Ten Hag really need to lie? Did Ten Hag really need to lie? I mean,
Ten Hag didn't need to say anything.
Yeah, he didn't say anything. That's the problem.
That's my decision why he's not on the squad. He didn't. He opened up a can of worms. The worms at United are very tasteful. Everyone wants a bit of the worms.
Yes, it's true, and they will feed on it.
Tasty worms.
When he dropped people like Fred and McTominay, the press don't ask questions like that. But when you drop an England international, look at Maguire, look at the circus that's still spinning around. The English press will keep digging and digging and digging.
It's the price tag, bro. It's the price tag. He's a franchise player, man. He's one of the faces of the club.
Oh,
when somebody like that goes missing, you gotta tell the truth, man. Like you either don't drop him, right, or you tell the truth. I'm fine with Erik ten Hag telling the truth. I'm fine because as long as the rest of that squad looks at Erik ten Hag as a fair man, where it doesn't matter who you are in that training, if you're not up to par, you will not. Nobody, like, he's trying to dig it. He's trying to dig his heels in. If you're not good enough, you will not play. We have a problem with players that are not good enough that feel like they should naturally always play. That is something that Ten Hag is trying to fix. I am totally fine. There was nothing that I have seen in certain. He has underwhelmed us the entire time he has been here. So for the manager to tell us something that we have already known for the last 2 years, and for him to then come back and say, oh, that's not what's really happening, it's not going to work. And I'm telling you, me personally, the fan base are fed up. I don't think the fan base are going to give up on this manager.
But Joe,
remember, when Rashford got dropped for being late, he accepted it and said,
exactly.
When Rashford got dropped, they accepted it and said, the fact that he's coming out and saying it's lies, that's a big red flag.
That's big red flag. The fact that what Kay is saying is that Sancho is fighting. The fact that Sancho is fighting back, that doesn't look good for Ten Hag at all.
But Sancho fighting
because
back what is he trying to prove? What is Sancho trying to prove? He's not being exactly fine.
It don't look for Ten Hag. It don't look good for himself. It don't look good for the club at all. Like Sancho, if right, okay, Erik ten Hag said what he said. You're okay with him saying it, fine, right? The fact that Sancho came back and responded to that statement,
yes,
that is the worst thing.
100%.
So basically, whatever Ten Hag whatever Ten Hag was trying to do, it failed. It backfired, and that backfire is what we're talking about now. That from this point on, man,
till the next United game,
it's going to be crazy.
Something will have to give. It's either the manager gives,
it's going to be Sancho,
or Sancho.
Or Sancho,
it's going to be Sancho.
Well, the manager needs Sancho. He needs it. You can't just have a player on that wages. You feel the Glazers will be saying,
I agree. I
not
agree
being
with
the
Craig.
squad.
Yeah,
No,
you can't
man.
just ship him like that.
375,000 a week.
Not
No
gonna
one
ship
in
him.
Europe is paying
Listen.
those wages for him. No
Yeah,
way.
you
You have to
Listen,
go to the
ship
Saudi.
He's not gonna go nowhere. He could just say, "I'm
Listen.
not going."
You just frustrate him.
Listen.
You
Okay,
just
so
frustrate him. That's
He's
what
okay,
he
so
earning
did.
he's earning big wages.
I get it. I get what you guys are saying, man. But this is the only way Ten Hag can get this team better. We're always talking about we need to be more like. Listen. We're always talking about we need to be at the level as City. We're always talking about we need to be more like Pep. This is a Pep move. All
Yeah.
Ten Hag needs to do now
Pep doesn't do
is
that.
win without.
Joe.
No. He needs to win without him. If he starts winning
No, but
without
but
Sancho,
Joe,
Pep
nobody's
doesn't
gonna
air his
care.
laundry.
Hold
No,
on.
but Joe,
Hold on. Ben, I'm going to let Ken rebuttal what Joe said quickly.
Okay.
Pep never airs his dirty laundry.
Yes.
If he's done something, he'll do it, and it's like, it's my decision. He won't ever say why he did it. He'll never drop his players under the bus.
Okay.
And that's
That's
the thing.
true. That's true. That's
Drop the
fair.
Ben.
player under the bus massively.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
but sometimes when they go to these press conferences, aren't they briefed on what to say and what not to say? Or because I know Ten Hag, sometimes when you ask him about a player, he always says one thing. If a player is contract to another club, I don't say anything about a player who's contract to another club. He always stands by that philosophy. But sometimes I think it speaks out frustration at times that
Yes.
this is not going well. They don't listen to me. I'm sometimes seeing a bit of Mourinho coming out in him. That
But
Ten-
Tim, do you know what's happened?
well,
In his demeanor this season, he doesn't seem like the same Ten Hag as first season.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
He seems like he's strained, like he's
Yes.
frustrated.
He's getting
In the first
frustrated,
season,
yeah.
he seemed fresh, like full of energy. Now he just seems like Mourinho. Like
He's getting frustrated. For him to make that kind of statement, that's frustration. He's getting very frustrated and that's why and you can tell in the results too, man. You can see the results.
Okay,
We won
can I-
six
can I
out
ask a
of
I
12.
keep saying we're playing well. He keeps lying. He's saying
Yeah.
those games we played well. We've not played well.
We didn't play well.
Can I ask a general question with the whole Sancho issue, just to go around, right? Tim, who do you believe, Ten Hag or Jadon Sancho?
Ten
We
Hag.
can go around.
Ten Hag.
Chris?
Well, you have to go with the coach, don't you?
Okay.
You have to go with the coach.
I believe Sancho. Because you got to remember, for Sancho to say this after what Ten Hag did last season and protected him, like that's alarm bells. If what happened last season didn't happen, I would have think, oh, maybe it's isolated. But the fact Ten Hag said he needs to go and train in
Netherlands.
separately, and he's done this.
He doesn't fancy it. Doesn't like it. He doesn't
This
like
is what
it.
I'm saying, because it's not his buy. I don't think he wants him at the club.
He doesn't
Okay,
like
so
it.
what about you, Ken? Who do you believe?
Yeah, it has to it has to be the manager. You can tell from Sancho's demeanor when he comes on the pitch. He's not hungry. He doesn't look hungry on the pitch when he comes on.
You guys knew he had a few problems at Borussia Dortmund. People forget he had issues at Dortmund.
Yeah.
His
he did.
clubbing,
He did.
not following protocol in the club, breaking club rules. The guy don't get fooled by that innocent look he gives and that smart. The guy is not a choir boy. The guy parties hard.
I don't know if is it Marcel van der Kraan or something. There's a Dutch specialist that knows Ten Hag really well. There's a guy at Ajax that was really good, up and coming player. Like I can't remember his name, but Ten Hag was like, "This guy is not gonna. He's not listening to me. He's got to go. He's got to go," and they shipped him off. So Ten Hag's that type of player, that manager that when he looks at a player, and I can just look at it, I want you guys to look at Sancho on the pitch and imagine the same in training, the frustration that Ten Hag.
Yes.
You got all these bags of potential, but you're not grafting, man. You're not like, you're not showing that enthusiasm, that passion. You've got a chance to play for one of the biggest clubs in the world. This is a lifetime opportunity. You're 21, 22. Make the most of it. And he's not, he turns up, so that's why Ten Hag's come out. Should I have said it publicly? No, but it's happened and we're a mess, man.
Ben.
And to round it off,
I think. Okay, so I think I'm leaning more towards Ten Hag. The reason why is because I think Ten Hag knows Sancho is a quality player. He's got talent, but he's not seeing that he's not getting the output from this player. So when Sancho makes the comments about, I've been made a scapegoat I think he's referring to. I think he's referring to like, okay, maybe Ten Hag is like putting all this
favoring other
expectations
players
on
or
him.
whatever.
It's not putting the same expectations on other players, but at the same time, I think the reason why is because Ten Hag is because like, okay, Sancho is one of the highest earners in that squad, so his earning versus his output does not equate.
It does at all.
It doesn't. It doesn't equate. And then when you look at like compared to if you look at if you go back to when I think someone made a comment about when Sancho was dropped, right? And then so not Sancho, when Rashford was dropped last season, Rashford accepted it, right?
Yeah.
The fact that Sancho is coming now and fighting this, saying, okay, I think and then also what's the Southgate making those comments a few years ago about the way Sancho trains. I think there's something going on within his personal life that has been going on for a few years that affects his mentality. It affects him like taking his job seriously. So that's why his performances go down, his trainings go down, the way his performances during training goes down because he believes, oh, he's got the talent anyway. He's good. So it's all everything kind of adds up. But if you ask me, I'm leaning towards Ten Hag because there's certain things Ten Hag wants. I mean, Ten Hag has players that speak so highly of him. Look at what Amrabat mentioned about Ten Hag. He says, man, he told the manager, hey, if you want me, I'll give you my word. I come. He said, man, I know what the manager wants. I've worked with him before, so I'm going to come here and give my all. Simple.
You got players going on strike. Anthony did the same.
Exactly. Going on strike to play with this manager.
Right. So it all can't be Eric Ten Hag. But I see Eric Ten Hag. He has a big job. He has to manage the team, the players, the training, everything. It's a lot. But times are so different from Alex Ferguson days, whereby it's my rule and it's my rule and the high road. If you don't listen, then you're out. Those days, I think they're over.
I don't think it's that difficult. I don't think it's that difficult. I think the winners in world football right now have managers that have their rules. There are no Ole's managing championship teams this year. Nobody's telling Ancelotti what to do. Nobody's telling Pep what to do. Nobody's telling Tuchel over there in Bayern Munich what to do. Nobody's doing that. The winners,
even Arteta. Even Arteta.
Nobody. The manager, if you want a championship team, there has never been a team where you could just bulldoze the manager like that. A championship team. If you want to talk about Chicago Bulls, you want to talk about like whatever. That's just something that you need in a championship team. And to me, I am almost cultically following Ten Hag to this point. Like to me, there's been so much rot that has been allowed to fester in this team, and I can recognize the rot
of bad culture.
Players. Those players that have that rot, that I can see and I can witness that rot in them, they get nothing from me, man. And I see an extinguisher in Ten Hag, just like I've seen certain managers that have come in. They have told us this. They told us this years ago.
Ragnick said it.
They told us
said it.
So I don't care about
when Ragnick said it, Ragnick said it, he got shipped out. I know he wasn't a manager at the time; he was an interim. But he said the truth. I don't know if the company did not like him spoiling the brand. They shipped him out. They said a mutual agreement. That was no mutual agreement. They just didn't like what he was saying because he was saying the truth. But Ten Hag, I think he has a hard job to do. But there's still players who are stuck in a culture whereby if I don't like what he's saying, I'm gonna say what I want to say, and I should be playing. They believe they should be playing.
To go.
And when they're told you're not good enough, they have a problem. And I think you have people like Maguire, this one now coming out and saying, I think my training is this and that. I'm sorry, England have not picked you in 2 years.
Listen.
Not even for the friendlies, they're not picking you. That does say a lot of things. I think Sancho's England career is over.
With England, the Southgate, the big turning point was, remember him and Foden got caught sneaking people into the room.
Yes.
Foden didn't get dropped. Sancho got dropped. So I think there's a negative press already with Sancho. And you got to remember in England, once someone like Sancho, once Ten Hag said that after the game, on Twitter, they would have been talking nonsense about him on social media. So he's got to the point where Sancho's come out. I don't even think he's on. I don't know if he's blocked his comments on Instagram, but remember he came off social media for a little while.
Yes,
So
yes,
he would have been
During the
getting
World
attacked
Cup.
on social media. Yeah. No, even
Okay.
until last season, he wasn't really. I think his comments were limited, so only people that he followed could comment. So I think he would have been attacked a lot, and then people would have said to him, "Oh, Sancho, what's happened?" Like people would have said something to him, and he's felt like he's had to come out and defend himself.
So who wins this battle now? Club and the manager, player or the manager? Who wins this battle?
Well, remember, Tim, during the season, during the summer, there was news that they're open to offers for Sancho. But I think already in his head, Sancho's like, this guy don't really want me here. And I feel the relationship's getting tarnished even more.
Yep. Yeah, that relationship is gone.
If he's honest to himself, if Sancho's honest to himself and do the Michael Jackson, look at the man in the mirror, has he really played well for this club in 2.5 years? I don't think so.
You got to remember, if a manager doesn't bring you in, you don't really feel like he fully trusts you. Like it's happened under Mourinho, happened under Van Gaal. They want the players that they want. If I don't buy you, you're just someone I'm using.
But again, if you are doing so well, when you come on, you deliver. When you come on, you deliver. They can't drop you.
Yeah, okay, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the reason I don't agree with that. ETH didn't buy Varane. That's like his number one centre back.
Exactly.
He didn't buy.
No.
Yeah, he didn't buy Rashford.
He said Varane.
Yeah, I'm just giving you examples.
He's giving a list of players who he didn't even know before he came in.
Yeah, but
Varane that played well last season, really. That he didn't buy. Apart from that, who else played well that he didn't buy?
Yeah, but he trusts Rashford. He dropped him, trusted him, and gave him a new contract.
Yeah, he needed Rashford. If we didn't have Rashford, we would have been finished last season.
Yeah, Rashford wasn't a big performer.
There are so many players there that other players, Luke Shaw. He still plays Luke Shaw as his number one.
Exactly. He still
plays. But if you
Samira as well.
But if you check it out, though, last season we won a lot of our games without Sancho. Like Sancho wasn't a main player in the team.
He really wasn't.
So he can afford to do stuff like this to Sancho because he knows that. I mean, he won't. Yeah, I really don't need him. So. Yeah.
And Sancho knows that he doesn't. He knows.
I think Sancho knows that. I think if he's honest to himself, if
I think Sancho.
Ten Hag wants the wage bill down. He wants his wage bill off. Personally, that's what I think. He wants all the big earners.
375 is a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. But
if you're not performing, if you're not performing, earning that kind of money, he wants you out. Look at De Gea.
Exactly.
I mean, De Gea was performing, but De Gea was making mistakes. And so he got to the point like, okay, nah, I can't do this. You're making this much money. Ten Hag is like, I think Ten Hag expects, from what it kind of makes sense. What you make must equal to what you perform on the pitch. Like, if that's not equating, you're out. De Gea, sorry, you're out. I mean, look at Rashford. Rashford was the highest goal scorer last season. That's why they gave him the new contract because he's proven himself. He plays. Sancho don't play because Sancho he's not performing. If Sancho was performing, I guarantee you,
exactly,
he'll be playing.
I think Sancho's not going to win this war. I think I know the press might support him. The English press might support him.
What's Sancho's best position?
I don't even
know.
Right winger.
Right
wing. I think
his guy. So he's got no chance.
Yeah.
But if you look at today's game, Anthony tracked back literally all the time.
Anthony balled out today.
The thing is,
Anthony scored 4 goals last season. That's a shambles. 4 goals.
That's not good though for a winger though. That's what a winger.
I would give him the benefit that his first season in Premier League football. Okay. How many has Sancho scored? In 3 years. Has Sancho scored 25 goals for this club? I don't even think he scored 20.
No, he's not scored 20. But
in 3 years.
I can kind of see where Sancho's coming from. I kind of see where Sancho's coming from because Sancho's I see where K is going because he's like, okay, I'm here, but you've never really given me a chance. Never really like trusted me to give me a run of games. So I can see that. But also at the same time, Ten Hag is coming in. He's going to want to bring the players that he knows that he trusts. And also, as a manager, you want to have competition for places, right? So if if Sancho is gonna be on the right side, which is his best position, and he brings in and then Ten Hag brings in Anthony. Well, okay, Sancho, if you're good, show me you're good.
Yeah,
Is it compete for that right position, that right wing position with Anthony? And if you prove to me that you're better than him, I'll play you every week. You make more money than him anyways. I'd rather have, but at the same time, it's like, yeah. I mean, if you look at him, look at Anthony, look at Sancho. Sancho does not. Have you seen him when it comes to tackles? The guy's jumping off tackles. He don't want to get touched.
He doesn't. Yeah.
Anthony's physically
Anthony
smaller.
don't really tackle.
Yeah.
Anthony don't really tackle.
No, did you see today's game? He was tackling at the back.
No,
but
but I'm
he
saying
does.
last season, he don't really
Okay, last season. But
Last season he tracked back.
If you go back to
though defensively, I mean, he was giving
Anthony
us balance
tracks
on the wing.
You're right.
There was nothing forward moving that Sancho brings that we cannot get out of Anthony. But defensively, there is a ceiling that Sancho cannot even touch it. There is a ceiling that Sancho.
I think that's it right there.
If that is the thing that Ten Hag wants to see in Sancho in training, and he's not giving him that, he has every right to drop.
100%.
That's what the thing. Like if you find out,
when you've got Bruno, you can't have a Sancho in your team. Bruno's like the luxury player already. You can't have a Bruno and a Sancho. It's like when what's it called? Leicester, Tottenham got Maddison. He's a luxury player going forward, so because he does more output going forward, you can forget it. When you've got a Bruno and a Sancho, yeah, it's a problem.
But if
two luxury players.
If you go back to Rannick era, Rannick even preferred Elanga on the right ahead of Sancho. That tells you something that some managers are looking at Sancho like, what you used to do,
I
you're
just
not
think
delivering here. See what I mean?
Sancho's a luxury player, just like what Kay said. Sancho's it's two luxury players. Is it Bruno and Sancho?
Sancho has been downgraded to the Donny van de Beek phase of his career at Manchester United.
Chris, come in,
He's been
please.
downgraded. That's where he's.
Chris, where are you with Sancho? The Sancho we saw at Dortmund, that United wanted so badly that we missed him out for a whole season. We've never
seen that Sancho. We've never seen him.
What happened?
To me, it's very, very puzzling. It's almost like a lot of these players who get to that high ceiling and then they come to Man United and then everything just collapses. I don't know what happens.
I think when they get that paycheck, that's it, man. That's what they're looking for, Chris.
It probably is, but I'll put a question out there. Can Ten Hag handle big egos? That's a question.
He did. He handled.
He will always use Ronaldo as his on his CV. Like, I got rid of the GOAT.
Yo, he handled Ronaldo, man. He handled him like excellent.
Ronaldo wanted that.
But that's the thing, though. Ronaldo
because of
Ronaldo wanted out. Yeah.
But one at a time.
Why did Ronaldo want out?
Because Ten Hag was disrespecting him.
Yeah, Ten Hag was disrespecting him, and also
it's still because of Ten Hag.
We work now.
Remember we talked about output. What did Ronaldo do in his output the season before?
25.
How many goals did he score?
Yeah,
25.
True,
so you're disrespecting him. We said about Sancho not the output. Ronaldo was scoring goals. The thing is, Ten Hag didn't want him to play because of the way he wanted to play.
Yeah,
you can't keep a player.
True. Yes.
You can't keep the players out on the bench.
Talk about luxury items.
Go on, Chris. Chris, you were saying something.
No, that's what I was going to say. That's the thing. Don't get me wrong. Like I love what Ten Hag's doing, but I was not feeling that move. You get rid of Ronaldo and you bring in Vegos. That to me, that doesn't make any sense.
That's not Ten Hag.
To be fair though, yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
That's a Glazonomic.
If you're gonna bring in Weghorst, you might as well just keep Ronaldo for the whole rest of the season because Ronaldo's a much better player.
The Ronaldo thing was all over money. It wasn't over Ronaldo. It was over
500 a week, bro. 500 a week.
Running out of money, and Ronaldo was on what?
500 a week, bro. 500.
More than that. I think it was more than that.
So Ronaldo was the same situation like De Gea. He had high wages and he wasn't able to play the kind of football that he wanted with that player.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it was two negatives with the guy. So you had to get rid of him. Had to get rid of him.
I think
the-
that
the-
makes sense. But
the wages gotta
the
equate
money
the
they made
performance.
off Ronaldo the first season was astronomical. That money was enough. Just selling the shirt, the image rights they got, the money they made from Ronaldo. But Eric Ten Hag, because if Rannick stayed on for the second season, say he was Ronaldo would not even left, he would have still stayed on. But Eric Ten Hag with a new system, he said Ronaldo's not going to work. He had to get rid of him on 500
But
plus a
guys,
week.
think about Ronaldo in those games we went out. The game where we shammed the bait, where who was it? Not Real Sociedad. Who was it?
Villarreal, I think it was.
Villarreal.
Think about
Yeah.
his City game. You think Ronaldo's not showing up in them games?
Oh, he was showing up, man.
That's what I'm saying to you.
He was showing up.
Yeah,
If it wasn't for Ronaldo, man, we won't be getting out of that group stage, man. We wouldn't have gone out of the group stage because he single-handedly. I think it was two games.
That
if
last
I'm not
minute goal he
mistaken.
scored in that
Single-handedly.
away game. There was one away game in the last minute we got that equalizer or something.
I think it was Villarreal. Where
Yeah.
it was the last. I think we ended up winning 2-1.
Yeah,
Was it?
yeah.
Yeah, I think
But guys,
But you
guys,
know, it is what it
again,
is.
that is not sustainable. Winning like that is not sustainable for
True,
this
it's
club.
not.
I agree.
The way we played was not good enough. We weren't going to win that tournament playing like that.
Yes,
Oh,
but
yeah,
you still
right?
gotta. Yeah, no, I agree. But
So
you
why,
still gotta.
what?
But you still gotta give respect.
But
I
the
mean,
goal
you still gotta. You can't just throw away a player that is.
Ronaldo, Wenger.
I mean, you gotta handle it a little differently.
No,
Every time you
no,
mention it, I
the
just like,
only
oh
thing-
my
the
god.
only thing-
You just can't throw away a play like that, though, man.
Listen, the only thing that should have been done differently is for the Glazers and the management to actually do what it was supposed to do, which is when you realize you were going to get rid of Ronaldo, you should have gotten and done the research to get somebody else to replace him. They didn't do that. That's not
No,
Eric
they
Ten
didn't.
Hag's fault.
I don't think
Yeah,
Ten Hag
not
thought.
his
I didn't think
fault.
Ten Hag thought he was going to get that big a downgrade. Personally, if he knew that
Exactly.
he was only going to get
Exactly,
Wenger,
no.
he would not have got rid of Ronaldo.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
Well,
Wenger
I guess-
offered nothing.
gotta-
Nothing.
you gotta
Hey,
look at it too. The club
so
is
Ten
making
Hag-
Ten Hag look bad too.
Look
It's
silly.
Yeah.
Look
It's
silly.
So as it
just-
stands, Sancho is at war with the club. That is where we are now. He said he's been made a scapegoat. When you start saying things
slow
like
it
that,
down, Daily Mail. Jesus
it is what
Christ,
it is.
At
When
war
an English,
with the
I'll
club?
tell you now, Chris, Kay, and can understand where I come from. When an English player says that, remember
come
what
on.
when you start to say that in England, it's like, oh, I'm a scapegoat, I'm a prisoner, blah blah blah. They start digging and digging and digging and try to especially when it's a foreign coach at United, they start to give him pressure. Trust it. This happens all the time. We've seen this.
Guys, what you've
And
got to
trust me.
remember is Sancho's going to be there for the 2 weeks training because he's not on international break.
He's not on
That makes it even
international
worse.
Yeah, wow.
He's
There's
not gonna
gonna
need
be
us.
It's like he's going away.
there's gonna be some
Awkward.
there's gonna be some paparazzi, man.
Of course,
in that training
of
ground,
course.
trying to get footage.
And the club will have to come up with another statement to counter whatever he comes out with, because this whole couple of weeks is going to be Sancho and Eric Ten Hag, especially now that the club is losing.
This is what I think, right? Watch out for the next interview with Ten Hag when he's asked about the Sancho thing. That his response will let you know how the Sancho thing is gonna go.
He
Just
could
watch
either
out for that
say
interview.
it's being dealt with internally. That is the smartest thing to say.
I don't
And
think
if
he
this
can
clown
say
comes
that,
out to say something else, then you know we're
I
done.
don't think he can say that, Nathan. No, that is he's throwing him under the bus. I don't think you can just say it's dealt with internally because you've already thrown him under the bus.
I think it's almost getting to the
But I
point
think
of no
he's done
return.
that
I think.
before. I think I've heard him say something like that before, where he said, "Yeah, we will deal with it. We'll deal with it," and that's what.
No, but has he ever done that after throwing someone under the bus, though?
I mean,
Like
Someone
how-
said something against him, and
how-
he came out and he said, "We'll deal with it internally." I can't remember. I think
But that's the
Ronaldo.
best thing a man
Ronaldo-
can say. Internally, that is how it should be
Yeah.
dealt with internally.
But
But
that's
the
what I'm
press
saying,
will
you
keep
could've said that in the
poking
first
and
place.
poking.
Because Tim, they're going to say to him, why didn't you say that first then if it's dealt with internally? Why did you expose the whole thing?
Exactly.
And then you're going to say it's dealt with internally. It doesn't
I
make sense.
think we reached a point of no return with Ten Hag and Sancho.
Right.
I think it's over with them.
Right,
Mm.
gentlemen,
They're
it's been
adults,
a,
they're
it's
Hey,
been a
Tim,
Sunday.
Tim, quick, just before you go, I gotta ask this question. I ask it all the time. The sale.
I guess so.
No, I gotta get the sale stuff, man. We just
Yeah.
1 minute.
Oh, sorry.
Chris, is United,
Yeah.
are we still being sold?
No, not the new news that came out, right?
Hold on. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hold
So
on.
to me, it's happening, but I don't know when it's happening. But they're going to be sold. I think in the way I'm gauging it, I think in the next 3 to 6 months.
Despite the news that rumor that came out from the Daily
I think
Mail
it's
saying,
nonsense.
I think it's nonsense.
Gary Neville said it was
Complete
nonsense.
nonsense. There you go. Gary Neville said it. Like people are just jumping on it.
Oh.
They're trying to make stories to make people panic.
Oh,
It's
Gary Neville
absolute
said it was
garbage.
nonsense.
Yeah, Gary Neville on Sky Sports basically said when the presenter was like, "Oh, there's rumors about the Glazers stadium." He was like, "No, they have to sell. They have." He said Gary Neville said live on TV that the Glazers are in big debt, and there's a lot. They need money, and they just
Ken,
can't.
do you know what it is? They don't have to sell. They need investment. That's what people are missing.
Yeah.
Yes, they need investment.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Gary
they need-
Neville said they will sell. He said it
No,
live. I don't know.
yeah,
if you guys
but they
remember
can still do
Sky
a partial
Sports.
sale.
Yeah,
It's
they
whether
can still
Partial
get
sale,
them.
really, bro? What do we?
Yeah,
partial
but,
sale.
but I
They
agree
don't
with that
partially.
though. I
It won't
think
be partial sale.
they need some type of funds coming in somehow. So either it's full sale or partial sale or investment coming in. It just can't. It's not gonna just be the Glazers anymore. It
You
can't
know
be.
what it is? What they want?
Okay.
They want more people to join in and bid again.
Guys, it would be a full sale, because if it was a partial sale, they would have taken the money from there was like thousands of I said tens of investment companies that were willing to
That's
invest.
true. That's true.
They
That
would
is
have
very
It
true.
was only Ineos and Qatar that were close to what they wanted.
Those guys were purchased. I'm talking about investments. There were another.
No, but they need. I think it's like minimum 2 billion investment.
Yeah,
Yep.
that company is willing to loan 6-7 billion. You know the
No,
club
who was ready to invest that though?
Sorry?
Who was ready to invest that?
2
It's
billion.
only Ineos.
It wasn't
Qatar
Ineos.
wanted the full.
There were 3 other companies, something brothers. I don't know if you guys remember that company.
How much were they willing to? Was that partial or full buy?
No, it was
Partial. I remember, Ken. I remember
partial,
what
yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can't remember.
Yeah. There was some investment. I forgot what his name. But there was one of them. What is it? The Elliott.
The Elliott Group. Yes, that's
Elliott
what
Group,
I was looking for.
Yeah.
Elliott Group. Yeah, they were willing to.
But as it stands, United don't. I think the Glazers at this point I don't even think they even know what they want anymore.
They want to stay in the club, but do you know what it is? It's financial fair play screwing them over. They can't do what they did before. The money's drying up. They need money coming in, regardless of how it comes. So push comes to shove, they'll have to full sale. But they want partial sale, ideally.
So they could still remain in the club.
So they could still remain. That does make sense though.
So
it does make sense.
I wonder what Qataris are thinking at this point. If what we heard recently was right, I wonder what they're saying. I mean, I'm hoping it's wrong, because the Qataris would have come out with a statement saying this is unacceptable. We're pulling out. Good done. We're done. But since they've not said anything, I think that story from the Mail or whatever it came from, I don't really believe it 100%.
I think it's.
If it's false, if it's a true statement, the club will come out with its own statement.
Yeah, and I think the Qataris will come out with another saying, like, if that is the case of they want 10 billion, I think the Qataris like,
No, it was him. It was a smoke screen to distract the fans. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They throw out stuff. Fans get a reaction. People are talking about Man United. Then it's before the Man United game. It's not a surprise. It's before Man United Arsenal. They won't do that before Man United and Nottingham Forest or Man United and Luton. They'll do it before the game.
That's true though. That's true. All these things always come out before
specific games. They choose specific games. Wow. Any questions?
Yeah, I've got one question. How good was Højlund today? What difference?
Let me go first. I thought when he came on, I think the difference between him and Martial, I think Martial tried to keep the ball up. And the best part I saw from Martial today was that link up. Him and Rashford should have scored that goal. I don't know what both of them were. I don't know what happened there. But I thought Rashford had an opportunity to just pass the ball. Just pass the ball. It would have been done. But I thought Højlund ran at the defenders as much as he could. But I think this game was one of those difficult games, especially away to Arsenal. I'm going to give him a 6.5 for his effort. He didn't have any really good shots on target or shots on goal. But I think a home game will really show when we get the route for support.
Yes.
Because Emirates is not an easy place to go to. Fulham got a result there last week. I really thought we could get a result today, but
no, we make things difficult. Let's going back to make things difficult for ourselves. You know, if Fulham can go there, we just don't know what we're doing. But anyway, I thought Hoyland.
I mean, it's just the Emirates. It's not like it's a fortress.
Huh?
He had some good touches. What I liked about he's a centre forward, right? He rattled Gabriel.
Yeah.
Gabriel almost gave away a penalty. I thought that was a penalty. The way he rugby tackled him and brought him down. So he's got some good touches.
It's the aggressive nature and the way he tries to possess the ball.
Yes,
the ball, like I was telling Ben earlier, when you give him a through ball or the ball's coming up in the head, he's not looking to head the ball anywhere.
Yeah,
he's backing up the defender so that the ball gets to him first, and the defender can't get around.
Yeah,
this is the same thing.
He's very physical. He's very physical.
Very physical. You see the way he was backing up Gabriel. I know it was towards the end of the game, tired legs. I get that, but if we can get that, those are just certain things that you don't see out of Martial, especially that physicality. Right. There's a pace that I see with him also that I don't see with Martial. The key to him is that the relationship between him, Rashford, and Anthony has to be synced. They gotta look for each other. They gotta play with each other. They're gonna get goals, man. If you just create, you're gonna get the goals will come. The goals will come, man. Just don't be selfish. The goals will come. That's all.
Cool. So, Kay, what did you think of Hoyland?
Yeah, he's a different type of player, isn't he? He reminds me. It's like a throwback to like when we had Zlatan. He'll throw his body around. He'll hold the ball up. Him and Martial are completely different players.
Right.
Martial's more of a link up. Isolate you. Whereas Hoyland's more of a I'm gonna get in your face. I'm gonna rough you up. I'm gonna hold the ball up. I'm gonna head it. I'm gonna kick it. He's just a different type of striker. But for his first game, he did well. It's just the chemistry's key for him to be successful.
Right.
Yep.
Our midfield can't progress the ball up the pitch, so it's going to have to come from width, which is a problem.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem.
Amrabat helping out, could that change things? Should Amrabat play in the position of Eriksen?
Well, look how many players have come in.
Let me finish with Ben first. Ben, what do you think of Hoyland? Then I'll quickly ask how Eriksen performed today. What you guys?
I think he played well. I think for the little time he was on the pitch, I think the guys have said it well. He was he's very physical. That's one thing I noticed. He's very physical, and I mean he's going to ruffle up defenders clean and clear. You can see that. I think he does have the link up play, but not his link up play is not as crisp as Martial. Martial's link up play is on different level, but Hoyland does have it. It's just rough. It's a rough type of link-up play. But the goal that was Garnacho's offside goal, it was because of Hoyland. Yeah. It was because of Hoyland. Look at that flick onto Casemiro and through ball in for Garnacho. That was so expect. I think the more he plays with this team, they're gonna understand the kind of play he is. And I think we need a physical player. We need a physical number 9. I think that will work well with, especially I think the players like Anthony Rashford will benefit. Garnacho will benefit off this guy. And when it comes
to Rashford passes the ball,
and I think when it talks about speed, I think he's faster than Rashford. In my opinion, I might be wrong. I think he's faster than Rashford. The guy's fast. Hoyland is fast. He's fast. He's fast.
Quick. So,
go watch some videos. You'll see.
What did you guys think of Eriksen's performance today in the midfield, Joe?
He did what he could. I'm surprised he lasted. Well, not really surprised. He lasted 90 minutes. We lacked the personnel to come in and take his spot. I understand Hannibal was on the pitch also. Hannibal was in the bench. I think I would have done that with Hannibal, but the last 10 minutes, done, just completely done. He was just, he was a spectator. You know, you might as well just check him for tickets. So I would have brought in I definitely would have brought in Hannibal because just because of the legs, man, and
It was
he
it was
played
a
well.
fast paced game.
Yeah.
He played a decent game today, man. He played it like he was.
I would have
People
probably
were
even brought
asking,
him Gore. That Gore guy's not bad though.
Gore.
Yeah, Gore.
Was he on
Gore's
the
one of
bench?
the young. He was on the bench. Yeah.
Right.
He played well during
Okay.
preseason. He played well during
What was
preseason.
your take on Ericsson?
Erickson was okay, but man, Erickson was okay, but then towards the end, just like what Joe was saying, you could tell his legs were gone, and the first goal that we conceded, man, he should have picked up Odegaard, man.
Yeah.
He should have picked up Odegaard, man. If he picks up,
pointed
Yeah.
Odegaard to him, pick him up,
Yeah.
and he just ran away and left the guy.
if he picks up Odegaard, I don't
Equalizer
think
came too quick, bro. That
it
equalizer
was
came
too quick. It was
Too
too
quick.
quick.
I
It
was
was
still
too quick.
filming the people celebrating in the you know, celebrating, singing, and I'm like, what the? That hurt.
It's sad.
Okay, Ericsson today.
Yeah, he did what he could. People got to remember, we've got him when he's past his best. He's on the decline now. After his incident in the
World Cup.
heart thing as well,
Yeah.
he's never going to be a player that's going to combat. He's never been combative anyway. So for him to drop back and pick up a player, he's like Bruno. When it's 1v1, players know they can just push the ball past you and shrug you off. He's not one that's going to really stay with you when it's poor from the club that he's having to start games and play 90 minutes. He should be a squad player. He shouldn't be starting.
That's true.
Relying on.
I agree. Ken, Ericsson.
Yeah, Ericsson's a funny one. I was listening to one Nigerian YouTube channel. There's some guy called Henry. He basically said that Ericsson's a dead man. Someone put those Nigerian generators in his chest just to.
That's a bit cold. That's harsh. That's harsh.
Someone put a Nigerian generator in his chest to wake him up from the dead. And but anyway.
This Tukumbo generator.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, he set up the first goal. That was a nice through ball, but like everyone said, he's on the decline, isn't he? He should be coming in the last 15 minutes here and there, especially if you need a goal. Like if you need a goal and you need someone to create something, when players are maybe lacking of idea, devoid of ideas or anything of that sort, he can come in and create. But I was surprised to see him start, but yeah.
There was nobody else.
There was
no
one
the
else.
fact that the Scottish lad wasn't even an option.
He wasn't even on the bench. Yeah,
that's
wow.
Nobody's asking no
There's
questions.
something
the Scottish lad. Sorry, go ahead.
The media didn't ask why I was in the squad, did they? No one probably cared.
See, the media didn't ask about Scott McTominay.
No, nothing about Scott McTominay, nothing about Donny van der Beek.
Oh, you mean the Scottish lad?
No one asked about him. The president asked him, but they asked about
Nobody
Sancho.
cares. That's a Scottish international, right? He should be playing for his team, right? But the one that's like dead, like he hasn't been selected. We're gonna talk about Sancho.
They've asked about Sancho. I think there's a reason they asked about Sancho. There's a reason.
Someone would have been leaked. Someone would have been leaked about Sancho.
Something's been leaked, mate. Something's been leaked.
But remember, there was I don't know who said this. I don't know, but I heard something about like something is not right with Sancho. Something's gonna come out. Something about Sancho is gonna come out pretty soon. I don't know where I heard it. I don't know if it was someone on this call that said it last time, or I don't know. It's kind of crazy that it's going on right now because there's some videos of Sancho or something recently. I think he was on the car. He was listening to some music or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
The brother can't listen to music. What's going on, man? What's going on?
No, it's not that he can't listen to music.
Was he listening to drill or something?
No. Sancho.
He was a passenger in his car and he was just singing along to the performance.
He was singing, yeah.
But you know, like Lingard, he's almost like the Lingard mode. Those guys, if they do that, they get criticized.
Yes.
Them light skin guys, they can't do that. They get.
You know what? I don't care. That's a British thing. That is a British, like as an American consumer, right? that's how players act here, right? Other than you got your one-offs, the John Miranda just want to show fake guns and everything, but that's how our players here are expected to have personality. We're okay with them having personality. It's okay with them having swag. Being individuals, we don't need our players. We don't need to see ourselves in our players. The thing with Britain, man, I don't fucking understand this shit. You guys always want like this fucking buttoned up, fucking, like god damn it, man.
George. It depends on your pigment. When you do these things over here,
Ken and Kay understand where we come from. We know what's going on.
Well,
we know what's going on.
I get that.
Okay, think
that's
about
why
it.
I said I don't understand why people need to see themselves in the player.
But
I don't
Foden
understand,
Foden and Mason Greenwood, didn't they both get England bring girls into the hotel? Who's still in England squad? Who's not in England squad? That answers all your questions.
Yo, wait a minute. I don't understand. Why is that a bad thing? Like,
Nah, but
Foden
Foden
got misses and kids as well. Foden had the misses and kids. If that was the other way around, that would be in the newspaper.
Oh, Foden's married?
Yeah,
no, he's got kids.
He's got kids. But he had a girlfriend, had kids, and he was messing around bringing girls into the hotel.
Yeah. But Sancho's single.
But Sancho
was the other way around, mate. The stories in the press.
I don't know, man. Like here, those kind of stories are relegated to like the shade room or these blogs on the internet.
Oh no, that would be on the front page of the Sun or the Mirror.
Weird. Like the New York Times of England is like, yo, Foden was trying to get some pussy last night. That boggles my mind, man. There's just bigger things that needs to be worried about. Like I don't need.
It sells papers. It sells. It sells.
It is what it is.
If you're a consumer, Ken and Kay know the Sun newspaper is not the best, but it's the stories love the whole Greenwood situation. The whole thing about Greenwood, it was the Sun feeding, and people were. That's it.
That's a weird problem considering your league. It's kind of like the NBA had to make that. Because the NBA used to be like that, right? The NBA, like there was a time when the NBA wanted the players to be all buttoned up and, like the Michael Jordan, style of being a player. And then the Allen Iversons came in and they had their hair braided and they had the baggy shorts. And now, they do whatever. Like,
but George, you know why that is? Because they're the majority in that league. In England, we're still the minority.
You got to understand, Joe. I told you, me and Ken and Kay, we understand what's going on. They are minority in the league. In NBA, it's the reverse. You need them because if you take out the black guys that play for NBA, there's no league. Same thing NFL.
But it's not just the black guys. I see them do the same thing with certain international players. There's just certain. It's like a level of xenophobic like mentality. It's just uncomfortable. Like, like why are you worried about that though? Like seriously, these guys they come from completely different backgrounds.
Can you remember remember the Raheem Sterling thing? Remember he had a tattoo.
Oh yeah,
they complained. Tattoo of a gun. They complained. Oh, he's a gunslinger. I mean, bloody hell, the guy doesn't even own a gun. But they blew it out of proportion. I think he spent money to buy a house for his mother. They complained.
Remember he bought a house for his mum.
Exactly.
And another player bought a house for the mum. And the way they reported it, flashy, that the other, because everyone was like, good boy.
Joe, a black player cannot even buy a house for his mum without them saying he's being flashed. Isn't that the best thing a son could do for the mother or the father?
The fact that we're still having this conversation in England really needs to have a conversation about no. England needs to have a conversation with themselves as to where they think they are and where they actually are.
Joe will lead that conversation.
I think England. But what is going on? Like I think England looks at themselves as this bastion of acceptedness and all of that. Meanwhile, the actions are just not. It's not clicking. The math ain't mathing, man. Like let these players. I get it about players coming out, being talking spicy, showing guns. Like there are limits to that, right?
Look at the difference between when they criticize Lewis, the Formula One driver, and his white counterparts. It's a completely different. They say he's too flash. A guy can't even enjoy his own money. He works for it. It's not like it's a government handout. He works hard. You spend it how you want, but they criticize, blah, 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 blah. What? It is what it is.
It's just,
We
it's just
understand
jealousy,
how
man.
the
It's
system
just
is working.
So much jealousy with these players.
Oh,
I don't get
yes.
it.
Yes.
And it's you make it a lot of times. These kids have no, like, they didn't have the same childhood as we did, man. When we were like having fun, enjoying our childhood, these kids were winning drills with their parents, man. Let these kids live, man. They have suffered and sacrificed so much to get, like, all of them. It doesn't, this is a sport. It doesn't matter how rich you are. If you don't perform to get to the Premier League, you need to be on your shit. So you got to give these guys a little bit of respect, man, for them to be able to get to that far, except for Maguire.
But actually, United fan, Joe, you've seen the way they criticize Pogba, they criticize Martial. You see, not the way they criticize Rashford, even when Rashford and Lingard were poor. You don't get that kind of criticism. It is because what I heard, I remember some question because I read some of the Sun for. Some said, why doesn't Rashford and Lingard get criticism? They said they don't want to give them negative press so it doesn't affect the ability not to elevate. They don't want to put negative thoughts on them. But it's okay to put negative thoughts on Pogba, and it is what it is. We know this thing.
English.
Yeah, in English, it seems like. See, I don't watch French. You know, I don't watch French football, so I don't know how the media talk about British players.
It's
but
also
yeah,
dominated by colonial West African country players.
Yeah, it seems like there's still like the English media will always take an opportunity to throw shade at any other country's players, especially when it comes to the certain French players.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can tell like they want certain identities to be prevalent in the league, and if you don't look and act a certain way, it's fucking sad, man. It is what it is. Demoralizing.
Gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure on a day that United got beaten 3-1 by Arsenal's third consecutive defeat at the Emirates. It is what it is. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Ken, Kay, thank you for joining us. I know it's late for you, UK. Ben's, my Houston Red Army crew, Joe and Ben's, thank you very much. On a day United played 85 minutes well and lack of focus. Goals considered. I still feel, had they not considered that equalizer that quick, the game would have probably taken a different dimension. The equalizer came way too quick. But this is Man United. Nothing's ever changed. Have fun, guys. Have a nice day. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Take care and have a great week. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.